Hello there. My name is Jesse Mwai. I am a pastor with Christ is the Answer Ministries, currently in Woodley, here in Nairobi. And we've been having a discussion and a conversation around the pursuit of meaning. And we've had some great insights and some great thoughts. And with me is none other than Wongel. Wongel is a young lady passionate about life, passionate about transformation, and especially the transformation of Africa. And she has helped us to dig deeper into this subject, and today she will continue to help us to unravel the pursuit of meaning. And today I want to just probably ask Wongel, when we think about the pursuit of meaning, most people think, oh, I have to have a big platform. I need the big break. You know, young people especially talk about the big break that will get me out of here to that place. I need to have a big title or a big platform somewhere to make a difference. What would you say that, especially in relation to finding meaning in life?
I think that's also another lie that we have from the world is how we define success or how we define greatness. It's usually by size, and that's not the case. I think even with God, we see lots of small characters in the Bible, but they've served their purpose. They're successful. They did what they were created to do. You know what they were created for, and it's good to sit down and remember. Wait, it's not about how big something is. Not about how many people I reach. It's about one. God is a God of quality, even more, because look at, I mean, Jesus. He had 12 disciples, but he changed the world, right? Not because you know, he traveled the world at the time or anything, but it's not necessarily about the number or the size or this. I mean, one time I was thinking about how big God is and how small we are, and how he still cares about us, you know, or how he still loves us so crazily, because it just doesn't make sense. We're just like a blip in time, and imagine, like, if he loved the mountains more, I would understand, because mountains are much bigger. But that's when I realized, like, that's such a shallow way of thinking about things, because God is outside of time and space. So God is not, size doesn't matter to him. That's not how he reasons. That's not how he thinks. And I'm still, you know, challenged by this thought of, when God sees us, he doesn't see these tiny beings. He sees our spirits. He sees, you know, what he created. And it kind of reminds me that, you know, God doesn't care. It's not about size to him. Even for him, when we think of how big God is, we think in terms of space, or you know, how big he is, the universe. But that's not how he defines greatness. I still don't know how, but that's not it. Yeah, so that has been challenging me, how I see purpose and how I see meaning and success, and what does greatness you know, mean, because even through the different projects and everything, I've met with lots of people who have maybe impacted 4 people, but they are so content and they've done their job so well, and they're successful, as opposed to, for example, a singer who's reached millions and this and that. They're more successful because the quality of their work, it's not about how many. For example, in this, you know, day and age, we're even told as women, for example, like, go pursue your career, go do this and that, as opposed to, for example, being a mom, and saying, you know, you don't have to stay at home, this and this. While, yes, I support, you know, yes, women are free to go, you know, pursue a career and everything, but at the same time, are we missing the point of how much of a success it is to raise amazing children? You know, that's a big job. That's an amazing task. But sometimes you overlook that and say, no, I want to be, you know, out there on stage, as opposed to being at home raising a child. So these things are sometimes the lies of the world to really stop us from you know, achieving success in our lives. It's not really about, you know, how many people we reach out, but it's about how well we found our own purpose, and just success is being where God wants you to be, doing what God wants you to do. You know?
So from what I hear you say is that you really don't need a big career. You don't need, and I'm not saying that those things are wrong or they're bad, but that wherever you are, whether in the village, maybe in a slum somewhere, but wherever you are at any one given time, that you can actually find meaning for your life in that environment. Yes. That I don't have to change my address, geographically speaking, or I don't have to change a job. I don't have to change anything, but I can actually find meaning right where I am.
Yeah, yeah, and it's more about you than your surrounding. Okay. There's a quote that I like by Dr. Seuss. It says, you know, wherever you go, there you are. Okay. And I used to think, what does that mean? What does he mean? But now I realize, you know, sometimes people just want to move. You know what? I need a clean slate. And you this and you move, but that's still you, and you will, you know, you still be you wherever you go. Yeah. So, you know, even that's how God sees us, more than before our purpose, before this, and God cares about me. You know, God cares about my heart and where I'm at, and that's, I think, even success is really understanding that primarily is what's my heart's condition. You know, what's how am I seeing this? Because you can be influencing lots of people, but still getting it all wrong. Yeah. You're not successful, you know. Okay. So
it's not in the quantity.
No, not at all. Not
it's in the quality. Yes. And I think I like that quote, the one that just quoted by Dr. Seuss, that wherever you
go, there you are.
There you are. Yes. And I think that's a very good place to finish this conversation for today. Wherever you go, that's where you are. In other words, God has a purpose for us, and you can actually find meaning wherever you find yourself in life. Stop waiting for the big break. Find meaning wherever you are. And of course, it all begins with a relationship with God. We'll continue with this conversation with Wongel, and I'm sure many of you are being challenged. And you have been watching CITAM Church Online. So until next week, God bless you. And please, again, feel free to get in touch with us. Participate in the conversation. Somebody will be there on the other side to respond to your comments, whether on Facebook or on the other social media platforms that we are on. May the Lord bless you. See you next week.